Hello, good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to explain about the types of companies. Before that, first we know about the meaning of the company. In a simple words, a company is a company formed under the Companies Act 2013 or under any other previous acts relating to companies. This is simple meaning. As a broad meaning, a company is a voluntary association of persons recognized by a law, having a distinctive name, common seal, formed to carry a business for the profit with capital divisible into transferable shares, limited liability, a corporate body, and perpetual succession. This is broad meaning. This is comes under the Companies Act 2013. Next, moving to the next slide, there is types of companies. Various types of companies are there on the basis of incorporation. Three types are there on the basis of liability, on the basis of control, on the basis of transferability of shares, on the basis of location, one man company, companies not for the profit. These are all kinds of companies are there. Then we move to knowing about broadly about these types of companies. As we told, first incorporation. On the basis of incorporation, on the basis of incorporation include the three types of companies. First one is royal chartered company, second one is statutory company, third one is registered company. Next we know about the royal chartered company. Royal chartered companies, these are companies formed under the royal charter of a company or by a special order of king or queen. Example, East India Company, thus formed under uh, order of Queen Elizabeth in 1600. Such company, Royal Chartered companies, derives its nature on the basis of charter under which they are formed. Next, we move to the statutory company. Statutory company are companies which are incorporated as special act passed by the government or state legislature. Companies intended to carry on some business of national importance are formed this way to provide a service to its citizen. For example, for the statutory company, RBI formed under the RBI Bank, as you know about. This is controls all our Indian banking system. This is come as RBI Act 1934. Registered companies, third one is registered companies. A company registered under the Companies Act 2013 or any other existing act, it is called as a registered company. These registered companies are governed by the Companies Act that is formed by the government. Next we move to the on the basis of liability. On the basis of liability include the three kinds of companies: limited by shares, limited by guarantee, and limited companies. Company limited by shares means a company in which liability of a members, it means shareholders, limited. That is, they are only liable for the unpaid value of the shares held by members. Their unpaid amount can be called upon any time during the lifetime or winding up of the company. Next one is limited by a guarantee. Limited by a guarantee, it means in such a company, liability of the shareholders is limited up to the amount of guaranteed or invested by the shareholders towards the asset of the company in the event of its beginning wound up. It means, in simple words, the amount guaranteed can be only deemed at the time of winding up. Hence, it is a reverse capital. Such companies are generally formed to promote art, science, commerce, sports, etc. are not profit making. And the third one is unlimited company. Unlimited company is a company having a no limit on the liability of its shareholders is an unlimited company. It means liability may extend to the personal property of shareholders in case of company is not liable to satisfy its claim at the time of winding up. This is liability of members is like a partnership where they have to contribute according to their ratio of amount invested in the company. Next, moving on the basis of control, holding company and subsidiary company. Mm, Holding company, where one company controls the management of another company, is called as holding company. When one company is controlled by other company, is called as subsidiary company. It includes some rules, that is, holding company can carry more than 51 shares of the subsidiary company, and controls the composition and is board of directors of a subsidiary company. That's all. On the basis of transferability of shares, this private company and public company. Private company is defined under section 2 subsection 68 of the Companies Act 2013. A private company means a company which has a minimum paid up share capital of rupees 1 lakh, which have provided following restrictions to article of association and memorandum of association. These are restrictions are as follows: restrict the transferability of shares by its member, limit maximum number of members is 50, then which is extended to 200 onwards, uh, prohibits any invitation or acceptance of a public deposit, etc. And the next, public company, the term public company is defined under the same section 2 but subsection 71, but private company is defined under section 2 subsection 68. This is section 2 subsection 71. A public company means a company which is minimum paid up capital share rupees 5 lakh, which is not private company. It is also have some restriction. It does not restrict transferability of shares. At least 7 members are required to form a public company. There is no restrictions on number of members. It has at least 3 directors. Its name end with the word called limited. It can accept the public deposit, invite the public for subscription of its shares and debentures. As we know about the private companies are more restrictive and public companies are less restrictive compared to private companies. As we move to the next types of companies on the basis of location: domestic companies and foreign companies. Domestic company is a company based on its registered under the Companies Act 2013, and its head office and its business operation are conducted within the country. It can either private or public. These are called as domestic companies. And the foreign company is is a company which is incorporated outside the India, which established its business operation within India, and it is also controlled under the Companies Act 2013. Within 30 days of its establishment, it has to furnish important document to the registered as per the section 380. They are those are documents are certified copy of the chartered of the company, memorandum and articles of association of the company, address of the registered office, list of directors and secretaries, full address of the principal place of business in India, name and address of the authorized person to do business on behalf of the company in India. These are all documents are provided by the foreign company to register under the Companies Act 2013. When the foreign companies are come to India and they set up business in India, they were all controlled by the Companies Act 2013, and they are all obey to the Companies Act 2013. What is amendment are done, they are all companies obey for those rules and regulations. And then one man company, where a one man company holds particularly the whole of the share capital of a company, take a few more dummy members simply to meet the statutory requirements of the minimum members of persons such as a company, one man company. For example, one man has so many of capital and he decided to open a company, and thus he is just to take some other members as to fulfill the rules of a Companies Act 2013. Then he started a business. This business are called as one man companies. companies not for the profit. This is a very broad meaning. Section 8 companies under Companies Act 2013 also comes under this company, these types. These companies must obtain the license from the central government before they have registered. They are limited liability but not required to use word limited or private within their names. They are all as we know about Section 8 companies are all formed to promoting the arts, science, commerce, sports, etc. They are not profit making companies. They are only struggle for the promoting the art, science and sports, etc. It and As we already know about that, Section 8 companies are profit not making companies, are enjoying certain obligations or certain exemptions from the government. Those are all those are all as follows. It enjoys various exemption on the registration. It does not pay stamp duty for the registration of memorandum and articles of association. It can be formed without share capital. Government can revoke the license anytime by giving notice. These are these companies are not wind up by companies members. They are all wind up by the government by issuing a special notice. These are all called as the companies not for the profit or Section 8 companies under the Companies Act 2013. Later it has amended in 2020, but those provisions are not come to rule now. That's all. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.